All right, we'll start with the opening statement from Coach Lawson, and then we'll open up for questions.
Well, doesn't count. That's good. It was a really cool day for our team, and they were smiling from the moment they woke up and coming in to get shots this morning, and just in the locker room before the game, just anticipating playing against this team, and to see them have, little moments of success throughout the course of the game. Just really proud of how they tried to compete, and I think it's a lot of good lessons for us in terms of like what we need to work on. Not mad or angry about a loss like this, because the level of that team is obviously really, really high. So just feel very fortunate to have been able to provide this opportunity for our team, and thankful to USA Basketball for bringing their team here. And I thought it was a great outpouring of support from the community, and a lot of fans coming. It was a great day.
All right, well, questions?
Yeah, that's for Mike. Obviously one of the reasons to play a game like this is for a superior team like that to expose some of the weaknesses you need to work on. What do you think were the areas that they showed need to be addressed?
Yeah, so transition defense, I thought in the first half we did a halfway decent job of it, but transition defense late, they got some just layups off the back end, our guards weren't getting back. And so that's something that we've got to work on. Don't want to give up layups or open threes in transition. One-on-one defense, just keep it in front. It's hard to do against them, but those drives, getting attacking, and then making a good decision in help side, whether it's a rotation or whether it's getting back out to your player. I thought those were a couple areas. And then offensively, just executing, being in the right place, running the play right. I know I say that a lot, and it sounds really simple, but that's a lot of times a poor possession for us is when somebody's not doing the right thing at the right time. So we've got to just keep repping that for them. So because when we did execute, when we did run the play correctly, we got good looks. We didn't make them all the time, but we got really good looks when we executed. I was happy when we did execute like that. We were able to manufacture some good stuff.
It seems like one of the positives was you're competing on the boards.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's only 3 games in. I think this team has shown that that's something that we can do. I think offensive rebounding is a strength to this point. We've got to get better at on the defensive glass. I thought we had some just like one-on-ones in the second half where it was like one of our guards and one of their guards, and we were on the inside position, and they got the rebound. So those are like the 50-50 battles that you got to win to limit them to one shot. Because if you give them, too many second chance opportunities, and any team, not just them, any team, it's going to be hard to win.
So is it tough at all? Like, were there deliberate adjustments made to the game plan to play against a team like this USA squad versus like another college team? Like, is there anything done deliberately differently, or do you guys run sort of the same offense you really wanted to?
So it's more not the team that we're playing against. It's more the personnel, and certainly the scheme.
Right.
So obviously with Brittney Griner, she ended up only playing a couple minutes, but we weren't going to play post defense the same way that we played against any other college player. And so there are different examples of that throughout their roster. But the way we played, we did not ask them to do anything that's not in our scheme. It's just, hey, on this player we're doing X, on this player we're doing Y. So to answer your question, we didn't change anything from our base, like it's all in our playbook, but we maybe never played a team that had this much firepower. So we had to be super alert in weak side and then also get to the shooters. And I mean, like Copper was unconscious, and she's a really good player, but then Taurasi can get going, and Sabrina can get going from 3, and Ryan Howard can get going. We could never rotate to get, and every time they were passing it was to another really great shooter, and that's what makes them the best team.
Kennedy and Camilla both had some pretty good passes offensively. Could you talk about how important like their facilitating ability is in your offense? Because a lot of it seems to go through them at either the high post or low block.
Yeah, Kennedy, one of her, great attributes as a player is her passing, and she is terrific at it. And Camilla is a good passer as well. She doesn't have the same reps in our system that Kennedy has, but I can just see her each week just growing and getting better and getting better. So I'm really, optimistic about their ability to impact our game. I think we got to feed them better in the post. Like I thought we missed them a bunch of times when they had a player on their back, and with Griner not playing a ton, we should have looked to capitalize more in the paint. But we'll show it on film and see where we can improve.
And then for you personally, I know this was probably a cool full circle moment for you. What was it like coaching against some of the players that you coached for last summer?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of history with a lot of the players. I mean, obviously Diane and I played against each other forever, and then, she's still playing, which is amazing. I coached Sabrina in college in 3x3 for a bunch of tournaments. We spent a lot of time together. Alicia and Jackie were on my Tokyo team, the 3x3 team that won the gold. And then last fall in the World Cup, Copper and Laney were players on that team, and so it's basketball is a small world. I mean, you cross paths if you're in this thing with pretty much everybody. So I'm proud of them. It's good to see how they're growing and how they're maturing as players, and that they've elevated themselves to the national team level. Like having played on the national team, like I know how hard that is. Like to make it to where they are. So I'm just proud that they've been able to progress and they've been able to elevate their play to be considered for the Paris Olympics. It's an amazing accomplishment for everyone that's on that floor.
All right, second row.
Hi, Coach. Why play Team USA now? What do you hope to gain from Duke women's basketball from this early? What do you hope for Duke women's basketball to gain from this early experience at the start of the season?
I think it's an opportunity to test ourselves and to do it against a great opponent. I've always found that you experience the most growth after facing your toughest challenges. When things are easy, you don't grow. It makes you feel good if it's easy, but you don't grow from it. Failure or times where you have to show your resilience, that's when you get better as a player and as a team. And so that's what this provided for us. It was hard to play against them, and we did it. And I think the growth that we can get from it is why you play the game.
To kind of elaborate, I feel like you just took the words out of my mouth what I was going to say. With some of the success and challenges of this game, how was today an example of handling hard better?
I think we had moments where we did that, and honestly, we're trying to instill that into our players. We're trying to get them to handle those moments where it's challenging and it's tough on the floor, and push through those and try to make something happen the next play and not get down on themselves. And so when you have a game like this, each player probably has 20 to 30 opportunities throughout the course of the game where they make a mistake. Because a lot of times a mistake doesn't mean someone scores. A mistake can be made in the middle of the play. Like they know that they made a mistake. They know they forgot the play. And now all of a sudden they have to switch and they have to focus on what's next. And so that's what's cool about basketball and competition, is that you get these multiple opportunities throughout the course of the game to practice that, to exercise like these attributes that I think we all need. So I thought they did a pretty good job, and for the game of handling it and focusing on what they needed to do.
All right, any more questions for Coach?
Karen, how's Ray now?
I don't know. I mean, I think she was fine. She was out on the bench. I just came in, but I didn't. I mean, I think if it was really bad, I would probably know something, but I haven't talked to anybody yet. So.
It was a blow to the head, right?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I was turning. I asked what happened. I was turning, talking to the bench, and then the next thing I knew, she was down. So I don't know what happened.
Okay.
One more question.
Did you, after the first quarter, you see your team get more confidence, like they can hang with this team?
the first couple of minutes, I thought it was a little unsure, but then I thought as we got into the quarter and we started to score, and I do think they got more and more confidence that we could execute.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes.